Hello and welcome back to Bounce Pass Breakdown. I'm your host, Lukas Petridis. Joining me this episode is Lara Somfai. How are you today?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm very well. Kusanov for joining us. For anyone that hasn't been keeping up with Lara's journey so far in her career, it's pretty well chronicled. Lara, you please jump in if I get any of this stuff wrong. But you were born in Hungary to both Hungarian parents?
Yes, yes. My whole family is Hungarian and they live in Hungary at the moment.
Your parents do as well?
Yes, they just moved back. So my entire family growing up lived in Hungary except for my parents.
Okay, cool. Because then, yeah, you made the move to Australia. You played your juniors in Australia, moved back to the US for, sorry, not moved back to, moved to the US for the first time for the end of high school. And then now you're still in the US, but now you're in college. Have I gotten all that right?
Yes. Yes, you got it right.
All right,
It's
cool. So
complicated, long.
we're all up to speed here now. We're all on the same page. You're playing for Stanford, the Stanford Cardinal in the ACC. That looking at the ACC, how do you win a single game in that conference? But there's some pretty notable alumni in recent Stanford history, with Alana Smith and Cam Brink probably first that come to mind. But heaps of WNBA talent. Haley Jones, who recently played in the WNBL. Yeah, when you were first visiting Stanford, did they talk about that at all?
Not really. I mean, the only factor they brought up was obviously Alana, because she's Australian as well, and she had been like far away from home. So obviously, I've been living away from home for like I think 3 years now, and so they were like, if you like, we've had international players. Like, I think that was a really good marketing point for them, being like, we've had plenty of internationals. Like, we know you guys get homesick. Take your time at home. You value that stuff like that.
Were you taught about, or have you found out about any Stanford alumni since you've moved there, that maybe are a little bit more niche, maybe not basketball related?
Oh, that's a really good question. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm actually one of my classmates is Tiger Woods' daughter. So
There you
she
go.
is one of my classmates, which is super cool. I was like,
Mm.
oh my goodness, I didn't even know. And then someone told me and I was like, oh wow. So that's probably something cool.
Is she, I assume, doing a sport?
No, she's actually not. She's just
Okay.
a regular student. Yeah.
A regular old
I
guy, humble beginnings.
yeah, humble beginnings, I guess. But she's super smart, yeah.
Awesome. I looked through some of the Stanford alumni. Reese Witherspoon,
Oh my
that she
gosh.
popped up. Like five, and I've forgotten all of them, but like five CEOs went to Stanford. It was like Google, Microsoft, Nike,
Yes.
and I'm
Well, the
sure there were
Nike
two others.
CEO, he's actually our like head of athletics at the moment. He like
Mhm.
just got our like position as like head of athletics. So we actually work with him a lot. He's so lovely.
Oh, there you go. How good.
Yeah.
Now, you have been putting up some pretty good performances lately. Um, you are now a four-time ACC Freshman of the Week, and you had a game a few weeks ago against Pittsburgh. Now,
Oh
you had
no.
you had EMLN. Do you know what EMLN stands for?
No, what is that?
Well, you shouldn't because I made it up. It's
Oh.
Emma Messerman like numbers. You had 15 points, 23 rebounds, and 8 assists.
Oh.
And I've highlighted a few plays from that game. If you want to take us through them,
Yeah, sure. I'd love that.
here's the first one. You're on D. You get the rebound, and then you run. Eventually, you hand it off. Now, you have spoken on a pod before, saying, "Oh, far out. Hang on." Okay. You
It's
have
so
spoken on a
good to
pod
hear
before.
Aussie slang. I love it. Oh my gosh. It's so good. So
What did I say?
refreshing. Far out. I literally do not hear that or heaps, like nothing like that.
You recently spoke on a pod talking about how your favorite play in basketball is to rebound and run. Like, just first of all, why is that?
Because I think not many like post players or like bigs or forwards like do that, and I think that's such a valuable skill to do. And growing up, I always did that, and so coming here, I think it's definitely been a tough transition. I know in college, like at least for my team, and just generally, it's like a no go. It's like no,
Mm.
you. you do not do that unless you have a clear path. And I'm trying to like slowly build that trust with my coaches. Like in that
Mhm.
possession, obviously I'd bang it up, but then I didn't have anything. So I was like, get it to the point guard, they can run something. So that's how like I'm trying to like build trust at the moment, I guess.
Yeah, right, right. Yeah, because I was looking through another game against NC State, and you had there were four plays that I looked at, and there were you could kind of see you towing the line of should I push or should I give it to the guard. I guess we could move on to the next play.
Yeah.
Yeah, these ones the C's just parted. I guess from this position,
Mhm.
what are you? Is your first play here to cut to the free throw line and then see if the dive is on?
No, definitely not. I remember at this point they were in a zone. So pit on
Mm,
they were make miss on a make, they were in a zone. So then our other post player was like the bottom of the zone and then I was coming
mm.
in as like the top player. And then I just stop like mid three throw line, but I saw a clear way and then um our guard just hit me. It was really easy, easy basket.
Yeah. So, to your assessment,
Mhm.
maybe what did Pitt do wrong here?
Oh my goodness. Well, they left a huge gap in the middle. I think in the zone,
Mm,
you have to, because if the post play would have come up, that would have been a dump pass to my post. So
mm,
either way, they needed one of the wings to come and take our middle. For example, like the back player, I don't see her number. But she should have came
mm,
and take me because that half court skip pass is like the pass you want to give up.
mm. Yeah. And then that just that's two of the
Yeah,
easiest points you'll get
yeah, she was late, so that was easy.
for your whole college career. So this one's really interesting because there's like kind of Horns properties, and
Mm.
then um, a bit of a Vidar Kish sort of move here as well. Yeah, but what goes into your decision here to attack the to just attack off the dribble?
Yeah, so we play Princeton offense. So we actually get the that's like a part of our offense, getting the ball in the pinch post. So usually you kind of have to wait for the exchange to happen and for the flow of it. But for me, like if I see a clear path, for example, like my teammate was cutting out to the corner and her player was going with her. So then I was
Mm,
like, oh perfect, it's one on one. As long as it's one on one and not one on two, I'll take it
mm.
usually. So
So in this position, what would you usually be looking for, do you think? Or is it just all reacting to what you're seeing?
So I'm looking for my teammate coming over the top of me. So she's coming to the corner to do an exchange with the other teammate. So I'm looking if she has an
Mm,
open shot. And then if she doesn't, I'm looking at the basket because if she's sagging, then I'm gonna shoot it. If not, if nothing's open, then usually the pinch to corner is open in the opposite corner. So those are like the
mhm.
three things you kind of look at.
Okay,
And then
cool.
she obviously was up on me, and then I felt like I had an advantage on her, so I took it.
Yeah, you've got a pretty good. I don't think you jab here. Oh no, you do. Yeah, you got a really good jab. Where did you start to develop that?
Oh, probably in juniors. I mean, I worked out with Alex Starling, like growing up. I still love him. He's a very close friend of mine. So he really, really, really like narrowed in on me on jabs and like the in and out move, like when you jab. Oh
Mm,
my goodness, I spent years working on those. So
yeah.
yeah.
Is that one of your favorite moves to hit, or is it more like, don't take me back?
Oh my gosh, probably don't take me back. I like I just like I it took me so long to like get a good jab step, so I like tormented, I feel.
Tormented. Well, you use it to your advantage pretty well. I think there's a couple more that
Nice.
that happen in this game. But yeah, here we are again on offense. Oh yeah, no, I think yeah. So in this play,
Yeah.
you play a couple of different roles.
Mhm.
Is that like that last little pass from your wing back to you? Is that usually one of the options on this play, or is that more
No,
reacting to the D
definitely
again?
not. That was reacting because usually like I saw her open and then she was kind of in a tricky spot. So then I cut and then she hit me. I could have obviously cut a lot faster. Now looking back, I'm like I was going so slow. But yeah, I think that was just more of a read.
I think that yeah, that kind of goes to that like that cliche of players not knowing how open they are, and
Yeah.
I guess it kind of I don't know, maybe it also worked in your favor because it lulled the D into being like, oh, she's not trying to attack here.
Yeah.
Because in this frame, like they're looking pretty. That maybe that defender on the weak side elbow is a little out of position, but they're looking pretty strong. And then it pretty quickly breaks down.
Yeah. See, that's like what we were talking about before in our like Princeton offense. Like I got the ball on the elbow, and then that's that exchange that like I wait for
Mm,
instead of in the past when I attacked it. Like if I would have attacked there, I didn't have really anywhere to go. So that's why you
mm.
like look for the pass. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. It's kind of I guess that's kind of something that happens in college basketball. Those actions are a bit more like deliberate and static. Did you find that that
Definitely.
was I mean, and also to mention US athletes are generally a lot faster, so
Yeah.
maybe it looks a little quicker happening in real time.
Yeah.
But is that something that you kind of came became familiar with at the IMG Academy?
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, coming to America, I was like working on my speed. I was like, oh my goodness, like I feel so much slower than these players. And so I was like, I need to go fast, fast, fast. And then now that I've got to college, I'm like, Lara, you need to slow down. Like you rush everything. You need to slow down. You need to take a breath. So I think in this game, like what I'm really proud of myself for was playing kind of like a bit slower and taking my time when
Mm.
I have the ball. So like when I don't have the ball, I'm trying to go really fast. But then when I have the ball, I've been working on going a lot slower because I rush a lot. That's one of my things.
Ah, interesting. Do you feel like you rush, or do you feel like you get rushed, or do you feel like maybe it's a bit of the two?
Oh, it's just me. I like do it to myself.
Okay.
It's
Right.
definitely me. I think whenever I have a player, whenever I have someone like up on me, usually that actually helps with slowing me down. I'm like, get off
Mm.
me, like, I'll do something to get off me. But yeah, it's always myself. I just speed. My brain works like, oh my goodness,
A bit too fast.
a bit too fast. Yeah.
So this one starts not really horns, but kinda. I think that's maybe kind of closer to a Princeton alignment.
Mm.
But then yeah, you go from being this like wing on the strong side to potentially there might have been like a role as a big in the middle of that. But then you flash to the other corner and you get the open three. Um, is that was that the desired outcome?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I cut through though, I did make a mistake. Coach was yelling at me. When I cut through, I have to like post up. I have to like a like
Okay.
whip post up, which I kind of forgot. I was just like, let me just get out the way. So then I went to the
Okay,
corner. But the
sure.
good thing was my player stayed in the middle, so then I had an open three. So
Mm.
which is nice.
So are we trying to post up here or here?
When I cut through right there, I should have like
Okay.
posted up. Because then if I wouldn't have been open, then obviously we would have went into like the high on ball, which would have been which worked out because then my teammate hit me in the corner. So same outcome
Mm.
either way. I just made it a bit
Yeah,
quicker,
right.
I guess.
um Also, where did you learn to shoot? Because your form is really, really nice and it's pretty smooth.
Oh, thank you. I actually, my mum taught me how to shoot. My mum does not know anything about basketball. My parents did not play any sports, like nothing. So when I started playing basketball, I didn't know what I was doing, and she didn't either. So she went on YouTube and then she like looked at all the tutorials on how to shoot and like the hand and the cookie jar stuff. And so she literally
Mm.
from YouTube taught me how to shoot a basketball. And I still work out with my mum all the time. She's a great coach. She learned off YouTube. So.
So good, man. I that you beat me to it. I was actually going to do a little halftime interview with you, and one of
Oh,
the
really?
questions was, which I'll just ask you now because
Hmm.
there's no better segue. But who were some of your mum's favorite channels? Yeah, to watch.
Oh my goodness. This is like such a throwback. I'm trying to think like um oh
And maybe was she watching individual drills, or was she watching more like schemes and 5-on-5 stuff?
both. Both. Maybe more like one on one, less probably five on
Mm.
five. Because obviously I had been playing for like a club growing up and
Hmm.
so I would learn all that stuff. She just wanted to like focus on me being a better basketball player. So I remember she used to watch like Love Basketball. They were like a YouTube channel. Um and Sports City Hoops, Jim. He's like the like goated American shooting coach. So my mom used to watch him and fun fact, I'm actually great, like have a really good relationship with him now. We DM each other
No
all the
way.
time. I have we're friends on Facebook. He's always like, oh like
No
wow,
way.
I'll come out. Yes, it's I'm like, oh my gosh, I was fangirling. So yeah.
That's great, man. Shout out to your mum. That's so cool. And I mean, like, my God, that's just so awesome. That's such an awesome way to get to where you are now. In terms of the skill stuff and the one-on-one stuff, and like clearly it works if your shooting form looks like that.
Yeah. Well,
But
she
that's
set the
awesome.
base for me with everything. With
Yeah.
everything, like basketball wise, extra workouts. She was always
Mm,
like, you know what? She was always open to get in the gym with me, and she definitely like it was my inspiration growing up.
that's so awesome, man. How old are your parents?
I think they're very young.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're 46 right now, turning
Pretty
47.
sure. Okay.
I lost
Um,
count after 45, but I'm pretty
okay,
sure they're
yeah.
turning 47. Yeah. So both of
Um,
them.
Mike, if you're still listening, cop that. But yeah, I was gonna say my parents definitely would not have been able to teach me, or even find a drill for me on YouTube. So that's awesome.
It's funny.
Uh, one last play before we get into halftime. So here we have one of your 23 rebounds. Uh, Not a pretty simple play, but can you kind of break down when you started to learn about offensive rebounding and like what the options are after that? What were some of the first things you got taught?
Well, genuinely, I think I probably got taught them literally this year at
Okay.
Stanford. Usually, like in the past, when I would get a rebound, first of all, my mum never taught me about rebounding because that wasn't like, skill set. Like, that's not really something you can learn without playing.
Hmm.
Um, And so whenever I would rebound, usually I'd go back up. And I think that's great. But I think in college basketball and the ACC, you have so many big bodies under the basket
Mm,
and you're going to get blocked. Like, you're going to get hammered. You're going to get blocked usually. So, like, recently, I'm definitely like, when I get a rebound, I'm usually looking for the pass. I'm
hmm.
probably not looking to put it back up, which I think
Okay.
it's kind of a balance of both. Um, in some games, obviously, when I don't have anyone on me, then I'm putting it back up. But for example, like here, it was very crowded and I was in a really bad spot to shoot the basketball. And my teammate was wide open, so that was a
Mm.
easy shot for her.
So was that outcome kind of a bit instinctual and like kind of a pretty simple play to make, really?
Definitely, yeah. I think it's all about reads, and so like
Mm,
my other teammate, she kind of tipped it instead of grabbing
mm.
it. So then that like allowed me to grab it and then hit my other teammate. So yeah.
Yeah. This frame is awesome. It looks like a pack mark in footy. Um,
Yeah, so it's so crowded that like you can't really shoot
yeah.
that one, I guess.
All right. Well, that takes us into halftime, and I thought that we could have a little halftime interview before you go back to the locker
Yeah.
room. Um, so yeah, my first question was going to be who were your mum's favorite channels on YouTube. Next up was your vision board. You had
Nice.
make an impact at Stanford as a freshman.
Mhm.
How do you feel like that goal is going so far?
Oh my gosh, you guys have done your research. Wow.
we
I
got we got a big team working behind the scenes.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's going okay. I think it's what I aimed for. When I
Hmm.
was setting that goal for myself, this is kind of where I wanted to be. So I'm really proud of myself. I think I've learned so much about myself and I definitely feel like I have made an impact in my team.
Mm,
All of us freshmen have, and every player on my team has, but I'm really proud of myself, and I think I definitely have. And yeah, I've got the goals that I've kind of wanted for myself, but still more to go.
awesome,
But
man.
yeah,
Yeah. It's really nice. It's really refreshing to hear an 18-year-old Aussie say that they're proud of themselves because so much of the way we get brought up is to, never really celebrate ourselves. And you see that with Aussie athletes up until they're in their 30s. And then finally they're like, wait a second, I'm one of the best basketball players in the world. Why aren't I proud of myself? So that's
yeah.
really nice to hear. Um, and with those goals, do you look at them as the year goes, or is that more like start of the year preview, end of the year review, or yeah, are you constantly kind of seeing how
I
you're going?
definitely am a constant checkup person. I
Mm,
mean, I have it literally right there. So when I wake up on my bed, it's like on my dresser. So when I wake up, I see it every morning. And so
mm,
I think like I'm definitely constant checkup and I catch myself literally every single day being like, oh, like, did I do something today to reach my goal that I set for myself and stuff like that.
oh, well, it beats checking your phone.
Yeah.
Um, you also had I treat my body with good food.
Mm.
What is nutrition like at Stanford? Are you, from my understanding, a student
Mhm.
athlete has approximately 1 minute of spare time a day. So are the athletes cooking or is that stuff taken care of?
It's taken care of. It is incredible here.
Okay,
Oh my
awesome.
goodness. I like when I went home, I was like, oh God, no, I don't want to go home to cook myself. I was like, no. So yeah, we have a full kitchen here. It's called like Athlete Dining, and we have our head chef, Chef Joe. He is incredible. He is one of the like greatest people I've literally ever met in my life, and he, for like, we I have such a great relationship with him. You know what he'll do once a week because he knows like sushi's my favorite food. So every Friday he makes me like a full platter of like handmade sushi. And like
No.
without me asking. And I was like, the first time he did this, I was like, oh my God, like stop. He's literally like the sweetest person. He does this for me literally weekly. And whenever my friends come and visit, so for example, I had one of my best friends from Australia come visit me. He made us a full course, like a 4 course fine dining meal. Because my
Oh
friend,
my
he
God.
asked my friend, he was like, "Oh, have you ever done like fine dining?" We were like, we're not like that." And then he was like, "You know what? Like, let me make you a full 4 course like meal." And so he literally made. Oh my gosh, he's an angel. So we get fed incredibly. Yeah,
Okay, shout out Chef Joe, man.
he's
What's your
incredible.
what's your favorite sashimi or sushi?
Oh, okay. I'm probably basic, but I love like a good tuna and avocado roll or a
Mhm.
tempura roll, like some tempura prawn. I also love like onigiri, which is the octopus balls, which kind of sounds bad, but it's pretty good.
No, that sounds really good. I feel like I've never had onigiri, but yeah, Japanese is definitely my favorite cuisine. Um,
I
nigiri, like drop the
love
O.
nigiri, yeah.
Yeah, that's my absolute go-to. We have a place like right around the corner from where I am, like
Oh,
less than a minute away, and we took my niece there one time. She was actually 1.5 at the time, and she had a full serving of tempura prawn.
oh my
She had
goodness. Oh
5
my
tempura
goodness.
prawns
I'm so
before.
jealous. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dead set. That's
I
so
love
that's
that.
so good to know.
Yeah.
That's so
So we
that's so
get
good that
fed good.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
So
oh, it's such an important part, man. And like, oh yeah. Also, my understanding of US food generally is that it's kind of hard to come by like
yeah.
good produce. Back to the interview. The Hungarian basketball absolutely has skyrocketed since about 2015 when they co-hosted the Eurobasket, especially on the women's side of the coin. The women's team is extremely strong right now. Um, have you noticed any ways that the Hungarian style has permeated through the basketball world, or maybe just impacted you?
Oh, I think probably more broadly, like just like the European style. I feel like Hungarian basketball players very much fit like the stereotypical European basketball
Mm,
player, and I've noticed, especially for myself, like growing up, I did train a little bit in Hungary as well, and I definitely noticed like the physicality, and I think just kind of they're a lot like smarter. They play basketball
mm.
like with their brain. So like I
Yeah.
think, which obviously have to do like the Americans are more athletic, they're stronger,
Mm,
they jump higher, so I think you kind of have to have something over them. And I think anytime I watch European basketball, it's just tough. Like they are
mm.
tough. Those players, like nothing phases them. They're so intelligent. They play very like composed. The game's very slow for them. Like they just slow the game down. I think I definitely try to take some of those aspects in my game as well.
Yeah, for sure. You've spoken before about that as well. The basketball IQ in Europe, and then a few of your favorite players in the US having that
Yeah.
high IQ.
Yeah.
Are there any Hungarian players that you like watching or you try to emulate?
Yes, yes, I have plenty. I'm actually one of my really close friends is Dorka Juhas Dorka. She
Oh
is
yeah.
incredible. She was at UConn, and now she's in
Mm.
the W and she's playing EuroLeague at the moment. So she's actually one of my really close friends. And I reach out to her any advice. Like she's always really great at helping me. So definitely her. I look up to her a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome. She was part of that. She was part of Minnesota last year as well, I'm pretty sure. But
Yeah, she was.
that 2024 mini team had vibes on 100, and she would just fill in at the five whenever Alana or Nafisa were on the bench. Dorka would go on and like there would be like barely any drop off.
Yeah.
Um, that's awesome. I was fortunate enough to cover the Eurobasket in 2023, and I think she
Oh,
was still in
cool.
college. So yeah,
Oh,
they had Bernadette Hatar, and Virag Kish, and then Sia Shigori. I don't know if I can
yeah.
pronounce her name
Oh,
correctly.
Virag, I love her as well. She's
Yeah,
incredible. Kish Virag, yeah.
yeah. She has she is got like the. Whenever I think of like a European big, it's her. She is like the archetype, and like she sets the bar. Just so like she keeps it so simple, and she's just deadly. Like, she's just such a
Yeah.
nightmare to guard. Are you more Buddha or more Pesht?
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's such a hard question. I mean, oh, I'm probably more Pest. I go to Pest more, but in general,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really like I'm from an hour away from Budapest, so
Okay.
I mean I'm not like a native, I guess, but I'm probably more Pest, I
Okay,
guess.
sure. You can have a preference. Hey, you're closer than us.
True.
And then finally, before we get into the second half, you sit in a very interesting situation. You have two back-to-back home Olympics coming up. First being in LA with Stanford, and then in Brisbane with with Australia. I feel like that might be a bit obvious for
Yeah.
anyone watching this. Have you got either of them circled for a potential Opals tilt?
Oh my goodness. Well, realistically, I mean, I'm aiming for Brisbane. I think that would be amazing. I just know for myself, like with the Opals, they already have like a set squad, and like
Mm,
I'm very young, I'm very fresh, like that. That's just not realistic. At
mm,
least so. I think hopefully Brisbane. I've never like been contacted or anything, so
yeah,
hopefully they'll reach out. I mean, I'm just kind of waiting, I guess. But I know they don't like typically I've heard that they don't really reach out to college players. They usually reach
yeah.
out to players like in the WNBL, or once you've graduated college, then they'll reach out to you, which hopefully they reach out before. But we'll see.
That 2032 team could be very interesting because our current college depth chart is pretty awesome. Um,
Mhm.
you spoke in another pod and you referred to your roommate at the COE as Bonnie. I assume that's Bonnie D's.
Yeah, yeah, Bonnie
Yeah,
D's, yeah.
yeah, like you two. I mean, far
Mhm.
out. You guys are going to be in your prime in
Yeah.
2032, and we already have this incredible list of players that we can pick from.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, all the best. I really hope to see you there.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you, thank you. We could to just get to a camp, get some experience. I think that would be very
mm.
valuable for us young players. Yeah.
True, true. That's a great point. All right, let's jump into the second half. We have a couple more plays here. All right, similar to the last play of the first half. But yeah, just take us through that one. Is that again just kind of an instinctual play?
I definitely think so. I mean, rebounding wise, I think it's a little bit of like knowing your teammates as well.
Mm,
So I kind of my job is to always run to the basket whenever a shot goes up.
mhm.
And I obviously it was kind of a surprise to me that it was short because usually Chloe knocks down everything.
Okay.
So then I pulled it out because obviously I didn't have anything. I would have thrown up a bad shot, and then
Mhm.
my teammate was wide open, so I think that was just easy read.
This position in basketball over the last maybe 6 years, the 3 point, sorry, the corner shooter becoming an offensive rebounder, it's kind of grown, and there's kind of a bit of a familiarity with, yeah, it's becoming more of like a role just across the basketballing world. Are you taught about how to offensive rebound from the corner position, or like what to look for in that position?
Actually, we aren't. I feel like we should be though. We definitely should be. Something to add to the list, but I think probably not. I think probably it's so popular just because it's so hard to box out. I think like it's really hard to, hit someone that's coming in full speed
Mm.
from the corner. You automatically have a disadvantage. So I think that's why it's kind of easier to get that rebound.
Ah, interesting. It's a good insight. All right, now on the now we get a little maybe rebound and run. Maybe you looked up for a second,
Hmm.
and then handed off to the guard.
Hmm.
But then I think this flows into yes. Then you play low post to then high post, and there's that jab again.
Hmm.
Nice finish. I mean, not finish. Sorry, nice take, and then get to the free throw line.
Yeah.
But I think yeah, maybe just at the start of that play first,
Hmm.
you like there. Oh my god, it looks like you want to go off to the
Yeah,
races.
I
Is that more of
do.
like a yeah? So even though there's two defenders behind you, is that still like team game plan sort of thing, or is there no real transition opportunity here?
I definitely think like we transition. I think our team obviously we have an incredible point guard. So like right there, our literal point guard is right next to me. So it's like
Yeah, right.
Lauren,
Okay,
give the
sure.
ball to your point guard. Like
Mhm.
don't try to like do her job. So I think that's why I was like, let me just take one dribble and give the ball to her. So yeah.
Mhm. And then on the offensive end, you start this play. You're in the low
Mhm.
post. You then move to the high post. Um, On that first attack you had to the basket that we broke down earlier, there was. I mean, here there's no one really in the key, but there's a defender in good position defending you. But what goes into the decision to attack, especially because you got a defender in the strong side here?
Yeah, well, I thought she was just kind of up high. Like I didn't feel like she was in a good like stance to guard
Okay, yeah.
me. I feel like she should have been because I knew straight away that I was lower than her, and then I was like, I'm
Hmm.
taking it to the basket. And I think if it's one on one, like I feel like I always have a good opportunity to drive when it's one on one.
Hmm.
And then if that defender would have came in from the corner, then I would have pitched it out to the corner person. She would have had an open shot. So that's what I was
True.
thinking. So I
Hmm.
was like, if she's not coming, I'm gonna take it. If she is, I'm gonna hit my teammate. Yeah.
Looking at this frame now as well, that defender really doesn't look like they're in,
No.
a pretty prepared defensive stance. Was that something that your mum taught you as well? Those one-on-one moves?
Yeah, she definitely did. I mean, she loves all the fancy moves. Like, I remember she was teaching me like sham gods and like spins and
Oh my
like these
god.
fakes like behind the backs, like on layups and stuff. So, I mean, I love that, and I think she definitely like grew that love of I think like some of the creativity that comes with basketball. So, yeah,
Mm. Man, your mum's the goat.
she really is. Yeah.
Next play, you similar thing. You go from the low post to the high post. The way that one's set up is the wing pass back to the guard, but you get into a pretty similar alignment to last time. And then there you go. Easy play, simple play. Yeah, take us through that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's like our Princeton offense. That's kind of how it starts. And then
Hmm.
when I came up to the pinch pose, she was just sagging like crazy. I was like, I need to shoot this. So she made it easy for me, I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like we said it before with the EMLN, but the MMSman resemblance here is pretty. I know that that's a crazy comparison to make, but like you got that like playmaking responsibility. You're kind of looking to pass to these
Hmm.
two, or you're looking at this action first, and then you ultimately make the decision to shoot. Um, Maybe is that a hard shot to kind of find a rhythm with when you have been just standing there for a little while?
Yeah, you're literally spot on. That's like my hardest difficulty. I think that shot is really actually difficult just because
Hmm.
when you're standing and you're upright, obviously you're looking to pass. I think it's definitely hard to get in a rhythm to make your shot
Yeah.
easy. So that's why we get taught at Stanford to like jab step and then shoot your
Mm,
shot. So I think that's why like I did have like a slight little jab and then
yeah.
that made me get into my rhythm of the shot. So yeah.
All right. So you do run the break on this one,
Mhm.
um, and it's off a steal. So, firstly, is there a different approach from you or from the team when it's a steal rather than a rebound?
Not really. I mean,
Okay.
okay, if it was like any of our other posts, I think it's kind of just like the coach and she knows I can bring the ball up. So, she
Okay.
like I've proven to her that I can handle the basketball. So if it was any of our other posts, she would have probably been like, it's like don't bring it up. But I
Yeah.
think she kind of has a little bit of leeway. She knows I'm gonna do it anyway. So I think
Okay. Sure. Right.
I think I was just like, I literally, there's no way I could have passed it to a point guard or anything. I was like, I'm taking this.
Yeah.
And then my teammate was right there for the drop off pass. So
Mm. Yeah. She's finding that balance as well. You coach.
yeah.
Um, then also another thing is you are by far the first person to react to this. It's about here. There you go. There's
Yeah.
like the obviously the point guard and your defensive point guard know what's just happened, but you
Mhm.
are. I don't know what's that? That's 2 meters after the deflection has been made, and no one else is even close to like beginning to react. I mean that that guard on the weak side is still trying to get free. Um, the where do those are those reactions something that you kind of just learn through experience, or is that something you trained?
Both. I really do train for that as well. I think in the
Yeah,
gym mainly with like tennis balls and stuff like that. And my mum as well would also help with that. She would always throw random balls at me. I would always have to catch them. So probably, yeah, growing up.
what during practice or just like around the house?
Oh my goodness. Well, not around the house. Probably I would always do like ankle exercises for my ankles. 'Cause obviously, like spraining an ankle is such a
Mm,
common injury. So she was like, we need to strengthen these as much as possible. So if you roll it, it doesn't like really, hurt. So every time I would do that, she would always just like, I'd be standing on like a balance mat. She'd always throw balls at me and I'd have to catch everything. So that,
man, your mum was so on it. Like the
yeah.
fact that you were doing ankle mobility and then also combining that with reactions, that's crazy. I mean, that's probably stuff you start getting in college, and you
Exactly.
were
We
doing
do
that
the
ahead of
exact
time.
same thing here. We do that before every single game. So she was on it.
Unbelievable. Was that something that she learned? Just like, was that something she kind of made up on her own, or is that something she learned from YouTube as well?
I actually don't know. I think it's probably more just on her own. Just like we need to get Lara because I think I grew up like kind of training like a guard in most aspects, and I think guards have such
Mhm.
good reaction speed. So she was like, how can that? Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and then last play from this game, we have, I'm pretty sure, another play from the elbow. But yeah, you start at the low post, flash to the elbow. Oh, there's that jab again.
Yeah.
God, a nice finish. Could have been an and one. Um, you've used that move on three different bigs. Does that play into it at all? Like seeing a different defender and giving them the same move.
Probably. I mean, I think that's just such a like textbook move for me. Genuinely, I think like for myself at least, I love when a five is guarding me. I think that's an automatic bucket. I think posts are very like usually immobile and sometimes a little bit slower. So I know for myself, I definitely have that like reaction advantage over a big post. So I was like
Mm,
automatically, I mean, she was sagging the play before, and then I hit the mini and that made her come up, and then I was like, perfect, now I can attack her. So
mm.
yeah.
So you are you how tall are you? I've seen 6'4" and 6'3".
I'm 6'3". I don't know where
Yeah.
6'4" came from, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, you you could I guess actually modern basketball you probably are more of a four in height, but I mean even in the WNBA like 2 years ago 6'3" was like pretty pretty standard for a five. Are
Mm.
you have you always played the four? Have you played some at the five, or have you even played some at the three?
I've definitely, I mean, growing up, to be honest, I played as a wing
Mhm.
basically until like under 18s. And then I started playing kind of the post 'cause I was the tallest. 'Cause I wasn't that tall growing up. So I definitely hit like a
Mm,
growth spurt. And then I was like, now you're a post. So that was really good for me because I trained with the guards growing up.
mm.
So then I had like really, really good skills. But now an aspect of my game is, playing in the post. I've literally never played in the post, so I don't know what I'm doing.
Mm.
So I think that at the moment is what I'm trying to develop.
When did you go through that growth spurt?
Probably, I genuinely think I was an under 14s.
Okay.
So maybe like 12, 13. Yeah.
How did you find growing so much impacted what you were doing on the court? Because
Yeah.
what's in my mind? I recently spoke with Adam Capon, head coach of the Boomers,
Mm.
and I asked him about consistency, and he said so much of inconsistency with young teams is that people are growing. Like there's
Yeah.
it's a game of inches, and I mean on the floor, but like physically, if they're growing or changing a kilometer, Jesus, a kilogram in weight or half an inch in height, then that's a new body that they have to get used to. How did you find that kind of transition from going from a wing to a four? Not only in terms of role, but in terms of the fact that you were playing with a new body, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, I just remember my knees hurting. I was like growing pains. Oh my gosh, I will remember that. It was like a
Mm,
year on end. So I was like, please, like this hurts so bad. So
mm,
that. And then what I loved, I remember in my club team at the time, growing up, like in SA, whenever the point guard couldn't handle the ball or like had some trouble handling the ball, they would always pass it back to the four and then you just bring it up. So it was perfect
mm.
because it was literally what I knew already. So I mean, I was in my happy place. I was like, great, I want to keep playing the four forever. So
Yeah,
yeah.
true. I guess that kind of plays into that rebounding and running and just
Mm.
taking the ball from end to end.
Yeah.
Um, Now, we do have one bonus play, which I have aptly named Go, 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 because I feel like it isn't off a it isn't off a rebound, but it's off a steal. So that kind of goes back to that. Yeah, just different properties coming off a steal rather than a rebound. But I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this play is like a pretty good illustration of like what you like to get to on a basketball court.
Yes, I remember this play. I remember because my coach was like screaming, "Pass the ball!" She was like, "What is he doing?" So that.
Oh
But yeah,
God. Also, I love how much the commentators get into that. But yeah, sorry, take us through that.
yeah, she was like, I just remember because this was probably like earlier in the season. It's kind of set beforehand. I hadn't really like taken it off a steal or anything.
Mm,
So I was like, I'm really making a big how do I say this? Like gamble with this. This was like a
yeah.
gamble for me because this was how I start building my trust in my coach.
Yeah, right. Okay, you
Yeah.
got to sneak it in there.
Yeah, because see, the point guard's right next to me, so I kind of like I
True.
should have given the ball to her straight away, but I like was like, no, I guess not. So yeah,
But even still, like now she's not. Like look at the
exactly.
advantage you get to. And then
Yeah.
also, were you? Do you remember if you were looking to play make on this one or score, or you were just waiting to see what happened?
I mean, I was waiting to see what happened. I love the drop-off pass in transition, so I was like reading the defender that's getting back because we obviously have a numbers
Mm.
advantage. And we work
Yeah.
on that in practice. We work on that every single day, numbers advantages. So I was like, technically, I'm not doing anything wrong. And then, honestly, I would, in this position, I would love to pass to my teammate and get her an open
Mm.
layup. But then the girl kind of stayed with her, and I was like, perfect, now I have an open layup. So,
Yeah. Perfect. Awesome. Lara, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Bounce Pass Breakdown. Yeah, it's been a joy to watch you over the last few years, and now to see you in a completely different league in the NCAAW is awesome too. And can't wait to see what's ahead.
thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed it so much. I love this. Thank you so much.
Grouse, cheers. Kusanov.
Oh, yes, I love it. Oh my gosh, you did your reason. Wow. That was a
I
really
did.
good pronunciation as well.
Thank you. I went to Hungary on that trip 3 years ago.
Mm.
Um, and oh my God, have you gone to the thermal baths?
Yes, yes.
Dude,
Amazing. Life
best.
changing.
Oh my God, I could live there. I remember there was one though.